Hello everyone, David here. If you've seen my last couple of videos, you'll know that I'm working on a remaster of the 1939 film The Hound of the Baskervilles, using modern AI techniques to expand it into widescreen, colorize, and upscale it. This is the second update video, which I didn't expect to have to make. Now, last time I said that it was going to take about a couple of weeks. Well, that was 3 weeks ago. In my defense, I have some cool news and some more peeks behind the curtain for anyone interested in using these cutting-edge AI models to remaster classic movies. I started off this project with a few cobbled together Python scripts that outpainted, drew the bits at the edges, generated reference images, and colorized them. This has now evolved into a much more complex GUI program called ARP, the AI Remaster Pipeline, and you can download it for free from my GitHub. Part of the reason the remaster is taking so long is because I'm writing this program as I go and adding new features as I need them. Like, now you can select which remaster steps you want to take. You can change the aspect ratio by extending the movie, or not. Likewise, colorization is optional. It can expand color movies or keep them black and white. You can offset the widescreen expansion to one side more than the other if you want to reframe it. And I've added upscaling through FlashVSR and a full advanced image editing mode. Do you remember the sausage fingers image from the last video? Well, that's been fixed now by using special frames to guide the outpaint. During this phase, you can now choose to make special guide frames with Qwen Image Edit, which is often better at close-ups of hands and fingers. You can even mask off parts using the tools and get it to redraw them according to your prompt. And you can set as many guide frames as you want, so you can really control it very tightly. I wasn't happy with Sherlock's thumb in this shot either, so I gave that a new pass with a Qwen guide frame, and I'm much happier with the result. Another issue was some of the vignetting. LTX really didn't want to outpaint these scenes, even after different input prompts. But by using guide frames, sometimes one for every shot if necessary, I can give it enough of a starting point that it will outpaint the rest. So after some careful guiding, I sorted out these dark scenes from the London streets at night. In the case of the mystery man next to Dr. Mortimer at dinner, I had to hand edit a guide frame using another still of Dr. Watson. I don't like having to drill into such details very often, but at least I can set a guide frame this way with a fairly low strength and then let LTX and the outpaint Laura actually animate it. In the end result, I blur it as well, so you can tell it's Dr. Watson, but your eye isn't drawn to him particularly strongly. You can adjust the color reference images using the same powerful editor. Is an element the wrong shade? Simply mask it off using the brush tool or magic selector and tell Qwen what color it should be. Hey presto, it's now adjusted just that area of the masked image, no more fiddling with repainting elements by hand. You can even replace whole objects in the guide if you want to, although you probably shouldn't. And if you do need to repaint something manually, I brought a recolor tool into ARP as well, so at least you don't have to save the file out, edit it, and then re-import it. It's all integrated. The new upscaling phase is also pretty cool. FlashVSR is a powerful new model that can take blurry input footage and output crisp 1080p or even 4K. As you can see, it really does make a big difference. The details on Basil's face here are now really clear, as is the texture on his jacket and pipe. All the characters in the courtroom really come to life. Unlike the failed upscale attempts I showed in the last video, which included some bizarre hallucinations, this really seems to be restoring some of the details that look genuine. Unfortunately, it's not perfect. Where there simply isn't enough detail to extract, it will make some sometimes drastic changes, like Mrs. Barryman's face in this scene. It's turned her into a much younger woman, because it couldn't tell given the low-res input, and it doesn't have the context from the movie that we do. Also, some mouth movements can sometimes get lost if the characters are quite small in the frame.
Dr. Mortimer?
He didn't leave his name, sir.
No, it's here on the stick, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, is it?
So I won't simply use the output as is, but right now I'm thinking I might use it as a kind of detail layer in places. I could either mask off sections that aren't right, or use the whole video but as a transparent blend over the top. What do you think I should do? Please leave your suggestions in the comments. When it looks good, I really like it, and it would make it a real 4K release. But now let's talk audio. Quite a few people have asked if I'm going to improve the quality of the audio. I wasn't going to, and I'm still not, myself. But an audio engineer by the name of Jose got in touch, and he's offered to tackle the audio part of it himself. I'll let him describe his plans in his own words.
Hello, thank you, David. When approaching a project like this one, there are some obvious things that come to mind to anybody who knows anything about post-production sound, because audio repairing tools have been around for a really long time. Audio repairing tools such as noise reduction processors, the clickers, the clippers, and so on. However, this project is not a simple restoration. No. What you are doing, David, is, or appears to be, an important step forward towards something new, groundbreaking, and wonderfully unpredictable. Or maybe not. It is also possible that we are all just wasting our time here. But I'm in America, and we are optimistic here in America. So let's just say that this is a huge deal for everybody involved. A beautiful project, the likes of which has never been seen before in the entire course of human history. So I'm going to use this project to try every new AI audio tool I can find and feel infatuated about, and see whether they are actually worth using. I will report back my findings after the project has been completed, published, and receive audience feedback. Or maybe not. For the time being, here you have a rough before and after sample I made to show you what the restored audio for The Hounds of the Baskervilles would sound like.
She was saying, oh yes, no need to cry out, I told her. Hugo will not hurt you. With that, I whisked her up on my saddle, covered her with my cloak, and we were off like the wind.
You brought her here?
To the manor? Where is she?
Go fetch her, Hugo.
Easier said than done, eh, Hugo? How can he fetch her if she isn't here?
Oh, she is, eh? Come on, I'll show you. Oh, yes. No need to cry out, I told her. Hugo will not hurt you. With that, I whisked her up on my saddle, covered her with my cloak, and we were off like the wind.
You brought her here?
To the manor? Where is she?
Go fetch her, Hugo.
Easier said than done, eh, Hugo? How can he fetch her if she isn't here?
I made this sample using a mix of old restoring tools, like the ones I mentioned before, and new AI tools, mostly to separate the dialogue from the music, so that I can process them separately to make sure of preserving the original feel and authentic nature of the film. In order to restore the full frequency range of the dialogue, I pretty much treated it as if it was a bass guitar or a bass drum, applying aggressive bass enhancers and then walking them back until I was happy with the result. Then I treated the high end of the voices in a similar manner, as if they were musical instruments. This film doesn't have much music, but the one in this clip was converted to a stereo image using a variety of processors doing different things in order to achieve a subtle result. Now, one big challenge that is testing my ethics has to do with whether or not to do additional sound design, because the film contains original atmospheric effects and ambiances, but their level is relatively low. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to separate them from the dialogue like I did the music, so that I can convert them to stereo. So my question for your audience, David, is, should I add minimal sound design if needed, or when needed at all? If so, if I can do so, I would make sure to protect the original sound as much as possible, but I'm not sure that it would be ethical for me to go any farther than do the minimal stuff, unless you persuade me otherwise. So I want to hear your opinions. Or maybe not.
So, thank you, Jose. With all of this together, I think we're going to make a really interesting remaster, and something worth watching if you're a Basil Rathbone or Sherlock fan. I've been going through the first pass version I made and making notes of every timecode that needs fixes, whether it's in the outpaint or just colorization. And there are a lot of them, but I am making progress. And now the software is getting more stable. I'm speeding up. Remember that we started with this, and now we're dealing with this. I want to make this look good, and as a result, it will take a bit of time. Since I needed some other source material to test, I tried running some of Metropolis through it, and using outpainting, colorization, and upscaling. It's made this clip that is really a departure from the original. As you may know, Metropolis was filmed in 1925 and 26 and didn't have spoken audio. It was usually set to music. And another new feature I've added to ARP is audio track creation, which uses AI to look at the video and generate sound effects to match, and even music too, if you want. It's still early days for this kind of model, and you can clearly hear it switching between different sounds as it processes it into 6-second chunks, but it's cool that it made it from scratch. Coupled with a real modern music track by Bjorn Lin, this has become a whole new animal. I'll post the short segment I made so you can pixel peep the whole thing if you're interested. Okay, that's it for now. I hope it was interesting. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.